definitely, man. Well, you want to get into Kenshin?
Yeah, let's get into Kenshin.
Let's do it. So next we're going to talk about Rurouni Kenshin episode 13, Battle's End. So the epic battle between Kenshin, the Oniwaban group, and Kanru, the king of the Gat Blicky, finally comes to its conclusion. So we pick up right where the last episode left off. The scene before the intro rolled was from last episode. It was Shikijo sacrificing himself to protect the leader of the Oniwaban group, Aoshi, and getting gatted. And after that, he says, I'm glad my muscles could be used as a shield that protects against bullets to protect you. And he's talking about, like, I achieved these muscles through willpower and steroids, but no worries, we're just strong.
I mean, at least he admits it, bro. Most people don't admit it, so.
Definitely. But so Shikijo goes down for the count. You have next Hitoko and Bashimi enter the fight. This is pretty elaborate in my book. Basically, if you guys remember, Hitoko is the big red fireman who has a sack of oil in his stomach. So he's charging at Kanru, like, you can't shoot me in the stomach, bro. You'll cause this whole place to explode. Watch out. And Kanru kind of comes in. He's like, I'm smarter than that. I'll just shoot you in the head. So he shoots Hyotoko in the head, and I was really surprised by this. Bashimi's actually hiding in his oil barrel that he keeps on his back and bursts out and tries to shoot that little drill at Kanru, but Kanru is able to deflect it with bullets from the Gat and defeat them both, which was kind of sad to see.
Yeah, I mean, it just shoots so fast, man. I mean, it was a pretty high IQ play, but the Gatling, it's just wonderful,
I would love a Gatling gun, dude. That'd be so fun to shoot.
Just take it to a rage, bro, and just wind it up.
I would be sitting there screaming gat the entire time. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
You have to after seeing this shit. So.
Kanru knows what he's doing, man. But after that, Kanru basically says, I'm not gonna be confused and tricked by your circus tricks. I'm the ruler of the Gatling gun, and that's gonna be the ruler of the world. This man is putting so much stock into a weapon, dude. It's insane.
I like that he starts using like the broken English a lot during this episode, and I really enjoyed that.
I was cracking up because, like, I'm listening to it, I'm like, where are the subtitles? And then I'm like, oh wait, he's talking terrible English. Like, Gatling is wonderful, and I'm like, bro, just talk Japanese, dude. Stop.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. It gives it a unique feel, I guess you can say. He thought he was the one,
You got to be pretty damn excited to not talk in your native tongue, dude. Like,
he was.
So after our next two members of the Oniwaban group get defeated, we get a little flashback. And the Oniwaban group, so everybody's there. They're watching Hanya and Aoshi train. And Aoshi says something that I thought was pretty interesting. He's like, you shouldn't smile during battle. It's going to cause you to have an opening. And Hanya's like, am I smiling? And I'm looking at him like, he doesn't have face muscles. How can you tell?
I guess I kind of understand what they was trying to say, but I don't understand like what was the point of that? Because I don't think he was smiling. Maybe he was just, they knew he was happy to fight alongside them, maybe, and they was just, I don't know. You can't tell that man smiling. There's no way. So.
I can't tell, but basically the point of it was that Hanya finally found a place that he belongs, and he finally found people who respect him. And I think he enjoyed that. And that's why they had that scene put in. It just shows how much that all these guys care about Aoshi for taking them in and creating the Oniwaban group. That's what I thought it was going after.
Yeah. And, he done his face like that for them. So, like, it would be kind of messed up if they didn't make him feel at home. So,
Oh, definitely, dude. His face is gnarly. But after that, we have Hanya talking to Kenshin, and they're coming up. Basically, he's like, I'm going to be a diversion. How long do you need to get your sword? And Kenshin says about 10 seconds. And Hanya's like, damn, bro, that's kind of long. I don't know if I can pull this one off. But he charges after Connor, gets blickied the fuck up again. Dude, the Oniwaba group just went down in this episode. Like, they were just falling left and right.
I mean, there's not a whole lot they can do, with the Gatlin, the gat. So.
I mean, you can't run directly at a Gatling gun. You got at least serpentine or something, Like, come on, guys.
I mean, and the fact is I think he might have been like the fastest of all of them, maybe.
But he ran straight.
Yeah, unless Aoshi is faster because he's the leader, but he definitely could have made him miss more. But I think maybe that was his goal, was to run right at him. Maybe he thought if he run around and tried to make him miss, then he might aim at Kenshin. I don't know.
That's true. That could have been it. But after that, Kenshin successfully gets his sword back. And Connor's like, oh, we got a sword. That's really cool. I got a fucking Gatling gun, bro. And he goes to attack him, and he actually runs out of bullets, which is crazy. I mean, this thing had like thousands of rounds in it. And Kenshin's like, oh, you should have thought about that before you just started firing this thing off all willy-nilly, all over the place. Like, you weren't conserving ammo. There's limitations to what you can do with a Gatling gun.
Yeah, I think he even said it's capable of 200 rounds per minute. You have to think about it a little bit. I'm like, okay, Kenshin, okay. I see you talking shit too. We're just continuing straight from Bleach.
Definitely, man. And Kenshin said something too that I really liked. He said that the lives of the 4 Obi-Waban members were enough to defeat the Gatling gun. And he's not wrong, And Connor's all scared now because Kenshin's pissed. He is not a happy guy right now. And Kenshin basically says, if you need help, why don't you go ask all that money you got, dog? Like, I'm coming.
And man just starts begging like the piece of shit he is. So
definitely, man. Kenshin takes him out with one blow, blows him into a wall. Connor's down for the count. And one thing I thought I really liked is, so Aoshi's still on the ground. He's been shot. And you see Sanosuke reflecting on how much Aoshi actually lost in this battle. Because he didn't only lose the fight with Kenshin, he lost his entire family. And he states that he was really impressed with how much he actually could hurt Kenshin and like just respected him for what he was able to do in battle. After that, they free Megumi. She apologized for all the trouble she put them through, and then proceeds to try and kill herself. That pissed me off, man.
I was like, oh no, she's going to try to commit seppuku, except on her throat.
So she goes to stab herself, and Sano grabs the blade and is like, no, you're not getting off that easy. Like, we just went through all that shit and you're just going to off yourself? Fuck that.
Yeah, it was kind of like a iffy thing for me. Like, if you're gonna, if you had those intentions because you killed all the people with the opium or whatever, then why would you wait for your saviors to come? I don't know. That's just weird. That's a weird placement. So
definitely. And after that, the police show up. She gives Kenshin a balm that is, a ancient secret of her family to heal his wounds, stop the bleeding. And she decides to turn herself into the police because, she was a key component of this opium ring. When she's turning herself in, basically the police chief is like, were you involved in this? And she goes to say yes. And Kenshin just grabs her by the mouth and is like, no. She wasn't involved in this. She's a doctor. It's all good. I got her. And the chief's
being forced.
Yeah. And the chief's just sitting there like, well, you're Kenshin. We're good here.
Bro's got the pool, man. He's got the pool.
he's got a lot of respect with that police chief, and I like that. He did a lot for his country. He might have been a manslayer, but he has the respect to make those good decisions. And I like how the police chief let it slide.
True. I really enjoyed that too. As I thought she was gonna go down for that, and I was like, how are they gonna get out of this? And then good old Kenshin, he comes back and saves her basically. Oro.
Oro. And I
Oro.
loved how Yahiko in this part was like, my name's Yahiko. I'm a Tokyo samurai. My sword will never swing for an opium dealer. Just gassing her up, backing her up. And then Sano's just like, I was just here for the boxing, man. I don't give a shit about this chick. I just wanted to fight.
Zano's basically Dan. He's just here for the boxing. That's it.
Hey, man, I like a good plot. Bass is here for the boxing. Come on.
Oh, is it Bass? Okay.
Bass
I'll
is the
trust
king.
you this time since Bass ain't here to defend himself.
He's the king of the fists, dude. Come on.
True. He had us watch Afro Samurai. So, and that's all it is boxing. So
It was literally nothing but boxing.
dude didn't talk much at all.
So after this, Connor's taken by the police. Kenshin tells Mikumi that her medicine should be used to heal many, not just the sword of the Batosai. Hands her back the medicine she gave him, and you should really become a doctor. You should put your skills to use protecting and saving people. So after that, they head back to the dojo, and Miss Kaoru's back. And before this, they're like, oh, let's head on back. And they're like, what happened to Aoshi? And he's like, the police chief's like, what are you talking about? Who's Aoshi? And they go into this, and it turns out that Aoshi cut the heads off of his Oniwaban group members and fled the scene. And at this point, they're panicking. They're like, oh, he got away. And they talk about the secret passage that Conru had. And they find Aoshi basically sitting or standing on a wall with literally 4 heads in his hands. Like, that scene hit, dude. That was hard.
It did. At first, I thought he had him on stakes or something, and then it zoomed out and it showed him just carrying him, and I'm like, okay. I mean, I guess he's gonna give them a proper burial. Maybe their heads only. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he's thinking, honestly.
Yeah, that's exactly that. You can't carry those 4 bodies out of there. I don't care how strong you are, dude. Those dudes were huge.
I mean, more power to him. I guess. I guess people like that think differently, So
Definitely. But Kenshin and the police and everybody track down Aoshi as he's fleeing. And Kenshin's like, let's box one more time. I want to give you the opportunity to put the strongest on their gravestones. Aoshi flees. He's like, I can't hang that. I can't hang right now. And basically tells Kenshin not to die before he can defeat him, which was an awesome scene, man. I really like Aoshi as a character, honestly. He's just like such a cool character. He just doesn't have the right, what's the word I'm looking for? His motives are good, but his execution is not the way it should be,
I feel in my mind he is kind of like Sanosuke, kinda, except for like out of all the bad guys we've had, Sanosuke was a bad guy at first, but he come to the good side. But obviously Aoshi isn't gonna come to the good side, but he still wasn't like a true bad guy because he did care. Well, I wouldn't say he cared for Megumi. He he gave her an opportunity to free herself kind of uh what's his name
From Conru.
yeah, Conru. So he's not a true bad guy as much as some of the ones we've seen before. So I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, definitely. I think he comes from a different world. He was a ninja for the Shogun before this new era. So he was on the opposite side of Kenshin, and they just have different ideals based on that, but neither of them are right, neither of them are wrong. It's kind of how I looked at it. They just come from different worlds.
I think if it wasn't for the Oniwaban group, his family companions or whatever, I think that he probably could have went down a different path and being a somewhat decent person. So
Yeah, but I think that him not going down that other path and not basically like casting aside his friends, essentially his family, makes him a good person in that sense. He really cared for his subordinates and he didn't just cast them aside to go get a cushy job in the military.
true. But what if he actually used the Onawaban group for good, and not evil like
There,
opioids? So
yeah, I mean, he was just working for verbatim, and there
yeah.
was no way that the government was going to hire that freak show that he had with on his team. Any of those guys.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably ways he could have worked around it though, honestly, and kept his team hidden until so the government didn't know what he had working for him or whatever. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. It's still that'd be kind of tough. I feel like.
Yeah, but Aoshi isn't the typical villain antagonist in this. He's actually a decent one, so we'll give him that.
Yeah, definitely. So after that, they head back to the dojo, and Kaoru has breakfast and a bath ready for them all because she knows they've had a rough night. And Sano and Yahiko are like, oh, that's great. We're going to go to bed, though. We're beat. We're tired. And she's like, no, I just did all this shit. You're sitting down and having breakfast and taking a bath. And we finally got some comedic aspects back to Rurouni Kenshin, which I enjoyed. We haven't it's been pretty serious for probably the last like 3-4 episodes. And they're going to eat this food. And I think it was Yahiko just sitting there like, this shit sucks.
Yeah, he did, and it didn't go so well. So
No. So after everybody rests up, Megumi gets hooked up with the town doctor to be her apprentice, even though she probably knows more about medicine than he does. But she's got a place to stay. She's got a place to stay. She's got somewhere to work now. So good for her. And when she's walking away, this was so funny. She's like, hey, Kenshin, if you ever get tired of Kaoru, hit me up. You can come riz me up. I got you. And Kaoru's just so pissed off. And she's walking away and says basically the same thing to Sanosuke before saying, like, if you can change, become more of a man. But you're already 22. You can't change at this point.
I love that shit.
And as she's walking away, it flashes back to the dojo with the gang. And Kaoru's got a sign that says no female foxes allowed. Oh, Kaoru's out for this lady. Holy shit.
I just can't believe Megumi was like, bro, Sanosuke, like if you was more of a man like Kenshin, I'd think about becoming your partner. So
Hey man,
like,
she's
damn.
looking for a strong man. I like that. Good for her.
I mean, I think Sanosuke is about as strong as you're gonna get compared to Kenshin.
I was gonna say, not with Kenshin standing right there.
Yeah.
And then the episode ends with basically Kenshin's talking to Sanosuke, and he's like, "Did you talk to Shikijo at all?" He said something kind of weird to me, and it turns out that when Shikijo was passing Kenshin, he said to him, that he complimented the bird brain. He's basically calling Sano a bird brain. He's like, that guy's got a shit ton of potential. He's going to be a great fighter.
Bird brain.
I was laughing. I love the comedic side of it. And we get a little post-credit scene as well. We see Aoshi at the group's grave, and he enters a dense forest that the locals never entered. There's like a woodsman or something. He's like, don't go in there. It's dangerous. And he stated during this that he can't leave flowers at their grave yet because he hasn't defeated Kenshin. So I'm assuming he's going to train and he'll be back. So I'm really excited for that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure you do, but I don't know when we'll see him again. I'm would say that he's not going to be the next villain again. Hopefully, it'll probably be later on down the line, I assume. So,
yeah, I can't remember if he comes back or when he comes back, but it's set up for him to come back. So,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, what'd you think about like the overall battle and everything? Like the last few episodes, did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Because I mean, Aoshi kind of pushed Kenshin to limits we haven't really seen since he fought the scary guy with the hat. I forget his name. But we kind of see him get pushed a lot, and he actually takes a good amount of damage, and he actually fell a few times. So it seems like as the season's going for Kenshin, he's getting into more challenging foes, and the battles are becoming harder, which I'm all for. So
Yeah, and it's only going to get more difficult from here too, because that's just how shonen anime works.
yeah, and I guess if you want to call it this, but this was kind of like the mid-season finale, I guess you can say, or it felt like that. Even though this is gonna get a consecutive 2 hour though, as we know, so there will be no breaks. I assume. I haven't heard nothing about any of them, but this was basically a really good, mid-season finale. So, in my opinion,
Yeah, definitely. And like they cleaned up the arc and they ended at a nice spot for us to head into the second, I'm assuming 13 episodes of the show. So,
yeah, it should be 13 or maybe, it might be 24. Who knows? We'll see.
yeah. I meant another 13 episodes. I don't know if it's 24 or 26.
Yeah, so we'll see. But I'm excited to see what happens next. I'm assuming the next couple 3 episodes or something, or maybe even more than that, we'll be introduced to another some more stuff going on. So
Yeah, definitely excited to see what the next arc is.